What's good, everyone? Welcome to the SCBBL show. Today, I am so excited about the guests that are with us. We will be sitting with the founder and owner of the Cocktail Bandits, Johnny and Tanika. They will be telling us all about their services, their products, and events that they have coming up. So tune in for what we're about to hear all about. But before we jump into that, today I want to shout out Kingdom Custom Designs for my amazing t-shirt. They were one of the participants of the t-shirt campaign. So be sure to shop with them on our Facebook page as well as our website. Now let's tune in with Johnny and Tanika. What's good, everyone? Welcome to season 2 of South Carolina by Black Locally, SCBBL What's good, everyone? Welcome to season 2 of South Carolina by Black Locally, SCBBL Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the SCBBL show. Today, you're talking to Candace and...
I'm Johnny Caldwell.
And I'm Tanika Reeves, and we are the Cocktail Bandits, the curly ladies who talk cocktails daily.
Love it. Hi, ladies. It's going well. I'm so excited to have you here with me today. You guys, you stay busy. You have done something amazing. You have brought the chocolate and melanated beauty into an area where it's not as as widespread. So just tell us a little bit about who you two are and how you kind of like got into what you're doing today.
Okay. Well, thank you for inviting us. First, it's an honor to be on your show. It's been a long time coming,
Yes.
So we're excited to be here. Me and Johnny met the very first day of school back in August of 2004 at the College of Charleston. And we kind of called ourselves honorary cocktail bandits then because we weren't old enough to drink, but we went to all the parties and all the bars and all the things. We just had to wear the X's on our hands and all that good stuff. But we would just travel, like go to different places in Charleston. And we even noticed in college that there was not a lot of women of color that were enjoying these spaces, that were going out to eat, that was walking down King Street. And since then, we're the onlys that was in those spaces, and it kind of branched out after school. When we finished college, Johnny went off to law school, and I started bartending around Charleston, and she would come to my bars and taste my beverages, my creations. And I didn't think it was a big deal then. I just was making cocktails, trying to make ends meet, didn't want to go back to school. And it ended up being something I love, like just making cocktails, making recipes, and actually sharing that with people like my friend.
That is awesome. Mm-hmm. So I have to share my favorite memory of these two. We both were going to the same event. We had no idea that we were going to the same event, but we were walking like passing each other. And I know Johnny had her fro out. And so I had my fro out, and she was like, "I love your fro, girl." And I was like, that's a kid moment of first impressions. You meet somebody and they have this amazing, attitude about themselves, and it's something that you always remember. And even when we got into the event, you guys were getting ready to do your classes or whatever, and then you was like, "Come on, girl, like come on to our class," and things like that. So these two are just beautiful, individuals outside of the Cocktail Bandits. So like they said, your gift will make room for you.
Well, thank you, Candace. That's super sweet.
Of course.
Blushing and stuff.
All right, so you told us about how you two got started. Do you want to share anything that you have going on, or anything that you have been doing that we can get ready to see more of, as far as Cocktail Bandits in the Charleston area?
There's plenty of things going on.
We
are doing a trappy hour this month, which is a hip hop happy hour at Royal American. We like to feature local artists and have them perform, and we also play local music. It's one of the spaces that we like to show love to our local people in Charleston, because there's not a lot of spaces, especially downtown,
Right.
to be able to perform and to have your local peers hear your music.
Right.
So that's one of the things that we're doing this month.
Awesome.
And the date on that is July 28th.
Okay.
So meet us there at 8 p.m. And we're going to have some really fun stuff going on that's also sponsored by Espolon Tequila because we love tequila. We're tequila girls. That's really kind of how we got started with Cocktail Bandits, was just researching and falling in love with tequila and, tasting over 400 different expressions and just like going all the way in on that. So tequila is really important. So we're going to have something really good for you guys to try. But a big thing that we did in the beginning was doing so much writing. And we got a gig working with the Chronicle. Shout out to the Chronicle. They're almost 50 years old.
Yes.
They're the longest running Black publication in Charleston.
Very supportive.
Yeah, they are. And they gave us a gig writing for media for them. So we would go to events and we would just kind of like share that experience. And this is before we had our actual blog, cocktailbandits.com. So we started writing on our own blog about our own experiences in Charleston, going to different bars, meeting different bartenders and stuff. And from that, we got a book deal. And now we have a book.
Woohoo!
And I want to showcase. It's called Holy Spirits.
Love it.
We are actually the first African American women in this country to write a book on cocktail history, on cocktail culture. It also has so many original recipes from us. Recipes from other bartenders in Charleston who we adore, who we think are amazing trendsetters. They gave us their feedback and created cocktails for us. So you can get this book on our website. You can also visit our publisher's website, even to post books. They have links to it as well. But this is really like history, so make sure you get it and you have it on your coffee table, because not only does it have great recipes, but we are really telling our own stories. We contribute to the food and beverage culture, not just in Charleston, but over this whole country. Right. So we need to be telling our own narratives and giving people who came before us their just due.
Love it. I have my book.
Yes, you have a couple copies, don't you?
Yes. I gifted some. So
we love hearing that.
You guys are doing amazing things. It's one thing to be a service person, but it's also another thing to be a producer of, the things that you create, so that it can be duplicated. Because oftentimes in our communities, we learn as we go, and we often forget to document that. And so when our generations are growing up, it's like they have to reinvent the wheel all over again, so kudos to you for writing down your journey and making it available for everyone else to purchase it. So outside of the journey of entrepreneurship, tell us about being a woman, juggling, this craft that fell into your lap, the God-given gifts that were given to you, and making it profitable. Just share some of that with, the people who are watching and wanting to know, like, I want to start my own business. I'm just not sure how. I don't think I can do it. Just tell us a little bit about what kept you going and, how did you just flourish in your craft?
Entrepreneurship is really tough. And when we use social media to grow our business, and there was no rubric for how to do that. There was no like, if you do this and you can do that. We had to literally figure every step out as we were stepping.
That's another book.
It is another book. I like that's a bar for sure. But we really had to, we called ourselves like interning for ourselves for the longest, because we were trying to figure out like what works, what doesn't work. People didn't want to give us opportunities. So we literally had to create our own. We started our own networking events. We just started curating our cocktail events, and we really didn't have any plan B. I think that's what kind of forced us into, we got to make this or we're going to literally like not have our rent.
Right.
So we were forced into a situation that we didn't have the luxury of having family money or a husband to support us. We really had to step out on faith and on our own talents to make it work. And we still get asked all the time, is there a man behind the business, like running things for y'all?
Really?
Is there a corporation that's running it?
2020.
Right. You'd be surprised. People still think that we're white when we go to different rooms. So we're still just trying to get that established within the community. So I don't feel like you ever end the journey. It just changes. And there's still so many spaces for us as Black women to fill within different industries that there's just so much more for us to come. I'm just really excited for our whole community and culture as a whole.
Yes.
I will say, too, that starting out Cocktail Bandits, we kind of mirrored it off the natural hair movement, because we both were, well, she was longer natural than me. Like, I was newly natural. But just being in those spaces, it was hard for me to find a job with my little baby fro.
Right.
People were not comfortable with that. They were calling me Sideshow Bob. I mean, girl, all the things. So just being in these spaces where people have never seen Black women embrace their natural, and then seeing Black women doing something completely on their own without the approval of anybody. They're just doing it on their own, and then it's actually working.
Right.
That was the thing, because I think in the beginning, everybody was like, oh, little passion project. They're so cute. Or they're
Right.
talking about cocktails. That's so nice. And then they started seeing us progress, and then the book came out, and it was like, oh, cocktail bandits, what are y'all doing? What do y'all really do? Like, is this really a thing? Are you getting paid? And it's like, you should just be happy that we're creating something and didn't take from you
Exactly.
at all.
Exactly.
But I think as women of color, we just have to link up and really be more supportive, because we found a lot of women of color in the industry, not in South Carolina, but in New York and New Orleans, in California. And these ladies linked up with us and, put a little gas in our back and, just inspired us to take it to the next level. So I think that just seeing women of color
Yes.
is inspiring enough in this industry, because there are a lot of rooms that we're in and it's just me and Johnny.
Right.
And I'm thankful that she's there, because if she wasn't there, it'd just be me or it'd just be her. And it's a lot trying to say your perspective in a room full of people that don't have it.
Oh yeah.
So
And how many different ways can you say the same thing?
we've learned 1,000 different ways, girl. We've learned 1,000 different ways, pictures included.
Yes.
Because that's the only way that you're going to understand.
I can totally relate.
I know.
So, ladies, is there anything else that you are just dying to tell the people about either Cocktail Bandits or you as individuals related to Cocktail Bandits? Let us have it.
I just want to encourage more Black women to get into food and beverage as a career. I think people downplay our industry as just something that you can do as like a college student or as a side gig, but there is so much space for you to be able to really flourish within our industry on the sales and marketing ends for different brands, restaurant groups, hotel groups. You got to think about hospitality as a whole.
Yeah.
And in Charleston, it's $1 billion industry. Just in Charleston, think about that.
Wow.
How all small cities bringing in that much money from tourists.
Right.
And there's just so few of us in the industry. I mean, we get asked all the time for referrals or references for jobs, and we don't have anybody to refer. And it just sucks, because like, how can we blame them for not hiring people of color when we're not trained in those fields?
Right.
So please look into hospitality as a degree in school. CFC offers it. That's our alum. Shout out to College of Charleston. They're being very progressive. They even have a social media class that you can take while you're at the college, because social media is such a powerful tool. But just definitely look into how you can be involved with food and bev, because it just opens up so many doors. We get to travel all over the world. We've been to Italy, Mexico. We're going to Toronto, New Orleans. I mean, we do a lot of traveling all off of cocktails. So don't downplay the power of what people are drinking every day. Because
Yes.
people say, oh, I don't drink. You drink water, you drink tea, you drink orange juice.
Right.
And there's a group behind it that's pushing orange juice as a commodity.
Right.
There's somebody that's pushing milk. So don't think that you can't have a place in this industry, because there's a place for everybody.
You're so right.
And I would urge people to figure out what they love and pursue it. Like, no one told us that cocktails could be a career. We had to decide that on our own. And now that we're in this world, we see all these brand ambassadors. We see all of these people that are making 6 figures or more just pushing booze.
Wow.
And none of us are in that world. And we spend the most money on booze. We buy
Yes.
name brands.
Yes.
Other people drink the,
Off brands.
the well drinks.
The knockoffs.
Yeah, the well drinks.
Yeah.
And we spend money on our Crowns, our Hennessy's. We spend money on that, and there's histories in those as well. So I just want us to dive into why we do some of the things that we do, and just know that you can do whatever you want to do and make some money off of it.
You ladies are truly an inspiration.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep, opening up that path even more. I am just excited to see what else comes from you, especially in the hospitality and creating a lane for more people, to follow in your path and in your footsteps. So tell us your social media.
Speaking of follow, we're on all networks at Cocktail Bandits, and our website is www.cocktailbandits.com. Check us out.
Awesome. It's been lovely.
Thank you for
All
having
right.
us.
Of course. It is your girl Candace and the Cocktail Bandits signing off for SC by Back Locally. We'll see you next time.